know, it's funny. That was really aggravating that somebody would come over to my house and walk in there and take a MacBook right out from under the coffee table. I live in a relatively safe community, and many would have no problem sleeping at night, living around here. But me, I'm an excessive worrier, and I worry about a lot of things. And over the recent couple of years, a lot of things have changed, and we all know why. And it has affected many people in not so good ways. And you look at the news, you just see the things going on. I get notifications on my phone from the Ring alerts saying this is happening, that's happening. Every time you turn on the radio or you go on the computer, you're just hearing horror stories and things that just make you question why people do the things they do, and makes you question the kind of times we're living in. And it just makes you feel more stressed when it comes to sleeping at night, because that's when you're most vulnerable, when you're sleeping. You know, you're not awake to see what's happening. And I'm a very, cautious person. I'm always looking over my shoulder. I'm the kind of person who is constantly I'm a suspicious person. I'm always thinking that somebody somewhere is, having bad intentions, and they're out to get you. They're going to steal from you, follow you home, you name it. People can be that way. And when you've been raised in an environment like I have as a young child, I've had my home broken into, my cars broken into several times, and I've witnessed things that I would not want anybody else to see. So I've seen so many things in my life, things that would give some people PTSD. As a matter of fact, there's things that I just can't get out of my head that happened. And I've seen things that I would never want anybody else to ever see, okay? And so what I'm getting at is, I cherish every day that I am here to enjoy the world, to enjoy what's here, and to be around positive energy, whether that's the animals, the nature itself, or people who would bring happiness to me. I'm all about mutual happiness. I'm all about giving, and I don't expect anything in return except for just happiness, just being happy. I give to the environment. I give to people that I don't even know. I'll go to a store and I'll donate whatever I can. Times are tight right now, so I don't have that income like I used to, but I still try to when I can. So I feel like I'm always doing good things, although sometimes these good things could become unnoticed by many, maybe because they don't know me enough as a person. And then some people just maybe judge you by stereotyping you, based on people who may act a certain way, look a certain way, certain background, whatever it may be. Maybe some people look at you from your past and you may not be that same person. But whatever it is, I feel like sometimes people can be very judgmental. And so I have my guard up a lot. And no matter where I go, I'm very cautious. And the one thing that really does, cause me anxiety is when I'm going places, traveling. If I stay at an Airbnb, if I'm going to some short-term rental, whether it's by myself, with family or friends, or, it's a business trip, whatever it may be, I do have a level of anxiety when it comes to sleeping, because I'm in a different community. I don't know who's coming or going, and most likely whatever community I'm in, there's going to be a lot of short-term rentals, a lot of people coming and going that are there for a short period of time. And when you start to rent an Airbnb or a short-term rental, the one thing that you can possibly be sharing is the key code to get into the house or apartment or condo or cottage, whatever it is that you're accessing. If they have those smart locks that have the wireless codes, you could potentially be sharing the same code with someone else. if management doesn't continually change that code other than just scheduling the code to work at certain times. And it can be scary because you don't know if they are changing those codes and updating them between visits. And there could be numerous visits, and there could be potential people coming back to try to break in and enter that code. And who would know? You could be sleeping and they can quietly come in and you never hear anything, because normally if someone breaks in, you might hear a window break or somebody trying to break a lock. But if they put in a code, it might be so much quieter, right? And there's also that fear of what if somebody had copied a key? If it wasn't a smart lock and it was a key, what if somebody copied the keys and then they came back later? And so if I see a key that doesn't say do not copy, then I have anxiety, because I'm thinking if the key doesn't say do not copy, then someone can just freely copy it. And it's nice to have deadbolts that don't have any other key to access it from the outside when staying at places. That does give me more comfort. But here is the situation when I was staying in Orlando, Florida, where I had anxiety over the wireless, smart locks that have the key entries. And I just was so stressed because I was thinking, okay, people are coming and going. There's no telling how many people know that access code, and then who might come by and visit the place and then see I'm not there, and then they take advantage of that. And my other fears were that since the smart locks are attached to the internet, that what if somebody were to hack the router or something and gain control of that lock some way? Because people can do these things. Nothing is 100%, bulletproof when it comes to technology. And so that's a scary thing. Your devices, your smart devices, your smart lights, your smart locks, all those things run off your Wi-Fi. All you need is somebody to get into your Wi-Fi and compromise everything, and they could pretty much reprogram stuff. And that's a scary thought. So that's another thing that creates me anxiety, which when I stay at places, I would prefer just a regular old deadbolt that's not connected to technology. But sometimes you just stress about the other things, like somebody copying an actual physical key. But here's those moments where I had stressed about that. And of course, there was a laptop that was stolen, a MacBook, because somebody wanted that MacBook that badly. First of all, my first MacBook, it got stolen. I don't know if it was in the trunk of the car when I was at the grocery store or when I was at the house. Sometime between there, somebody helped themselves to it and it's gone, okay? And then I bought a replacement one for my job. I didn't have that long. Then somebody came in the house and was like, I recorded videos. There was just some strange sounds, like somebody was walking around. I didn't see anybody in there. And then I noticed later that my laptop, my MacBook Pro that I had just bought, was gone. And then I looked under the couch, because I probably shouldn't be saying where I was hiding it, and my personal MacBook was still sitting there. But I had left the other one on the coffee table. I didn't think it would have been a problem inside the house. I was, as long as it wasn't in the trunk of the car or in the car. So that's what happened. That got taken. My iPhone was like on 6% charge. So like, all right, I saw there was a charge wire in the car plugged in, but that was from my Android. So I had to go back in the house, get my iPhone charge wire. When I did that, I ended up getting a phone call, which was about a 10-minute call. Then the battery died in the call. That was the end of that. So then I went to the car with the charger. And then I looked down in the seat and I said, okay, what the laptop, the box, it was not there. So then I thought maybe I was thinking maybe I forgot. Maybe I brought it back in the house with me. So then I went back in the house to see if I actually walked back in the house with it, and it was nowhere to be found. So that means that I had one MacBook taken, two MacBooks taken, and a small little HP computer taken. 3 computers within 2 weeks. Gone. The one that's on my credit card, that specific credit card, it's a smaller credit card. That one I have insurance on things, so Hopefully they'll reimburse me for that purchase. I filed a claim with them. Hopefully they'll reimburse me. So that should go fine. But it's aggravating because it's putting me behind right now until I can get caught up with that. You know, it's like now I'm borrowing the company's computer until I can be able to have one again. But this time I'm not going to get the same one because it's not going to work. I need something that's going to be faster. And that's just the way it is. And I don't know if I should just convert my personal MacBook to business and just buy a cheap one for personal use. I don't know. But then I need to find something that's going to be able to handle video editing, because I want to still be able to post YouTube videos, and I need something that's going to be able to handle that kind of a task, because my personal MacBook does all that. And like I said, I don't want to mix business with personal things. You just don't do that. You got to keep things separated. You know, keep your business separated from your personal, so when you go to itemize at the end of the year, you know exactly what you use for business and what's excluded, and there's no guessing of how much percentage of this was used, how much percentage of that was. There's no guessing, there's no doubts. You know for sure what you used and what its intended purposes were for. So that's how I keep things simple. So many people are doing Airbnb in that neighborhood that you don't know who belongs there and who doesn't, because people are coming and going all the time. So it's really hard to point someone out and say, okay, they're not from around here. They're usually not here. Oh, that person's, you know, they don't belong. It's not the way it is. It's like everybody's coming and going. Some people stay a week and then they're gone. Some people stay a month. Some people stay a few days. You know, so that's the frustration. People, I don't know, maybe it's because I walked to the car with the box in daylight. Maybe somebody saw that I was carrying a computer in a box, okay, to my car. So obviously somebody was watching, saw that I left the car to go in the house. They probably waited a while and then said, hey, well, he's not going back to the car. And I forgot to lock the car. I didn't lock it because, you know, I didn't think I was going to need to lock it. I was only going to get the charger from my iPhone. And I guess they took that opportunity, you know. They took the opportunity. I'm surprised they did that with the guy, you know, mowing. I figured the guy would see him, right? Why would they do that when there's someone out there mowing in the yard? So, you know, that really just makes me wonder. But anyway, there's somebody was actually came in the house and was hiding in the friggin' attic. They were in the attic. I got the camera. I went up there and recorded what was going on. I'm going to post that stuff. It was like crazy that somebody got in the house. I mean, why? And there's cameras in the neighborhood. There's a camera at the doorbell. So somebody found a way to go through the garage area. So now my friend is actually fine. He's coming back again later. He came earlier today to change the code, and now he's coming back later because he's going to reinforce the garage. So no one can be able to open it no more. It won't be open. You know, it's going to be reinforced shut. Somebody found a way to jimmy it open, and then they were able to go through the doors. So they were trying to bypass the front door, because we thought that somebody knew the code, but when the second time around, somebody didn't come in trying to use the code. The second time around, somebody came into the garage based on the fact that when he looked at the garage lever, it was broken. So he still changed the number anyway, just in case, because if the person who came the first time and took it, who might know the code because he has people that are maintenance and pool people that come and do the pool and stuff, there's a couple of people that know that code, so he just decided to change it to make me more comfortable. So now the whole thing's going to be situated, so nobody's going to be getting in the house now. Plus, he said he's going to readjust the camera outside the garage and make sure everything is working properly, so that everything is streaming, so that nobody has any way to get in. Plus, he said he's going to add a camera at the back where the pool is. So, hey, I'm all for that, you know. So that's what's going to be happening. So I'm not worried about any of this no more because I'm tired of it. It's just aggravating that it has to happen. And seriously, I mean, I know Orlando in that area, in Davenport, I mean, all those areas, you know, you're close to a lot of people. It's a high population. It's a high crime area. You know, there's places like Kissimmee is a little higher in crime area. Winter Haven, it's a high crime area. So when you're close to that, you got people coming through. It just gets a little crazy, but Davenport is not as bad, and you know, Orlando gets a little crazy, you know, so I'm like right in that area. So, you know, anything can happen anytime with people passing through. you just never know. You really never know. I don't need my stuff stolen. I don't know if it's in the neighborhood or if it's just someone who's targeting me specifically. You know what I mean? And I'm always like waiting for someone to say, oh, I pulled a prank on you. It's a joke, you know, it's all over with it. But nobody's coming forward to say that. So I'm assuming that, that it's a real issue. I don't know. I never put anything out there. I never walked around the house showing the address. You know, I'm very careful. I'm just like, when I'm outside, I limit what I put in the video. So it leads me to believe that people just are opportunists. They just out there waiting, and they just watch. And when they see a target, they see something they want, boom. And then that's what they do. So it's one of the things you can't really control unless you are very proactive and you get on top of the situation and try to take care of it before it gets out of control. And I suggest you just don't feed them. You know what I mean? Obey the science. You know, don't be that rebel that feeds the alligators, because you might end up missing a finger or two, or maybe an arm. I don't know. Uh-oh. This kind of gives you an idea of what my future looks like. The future me when I'm by myself, and how I'll deal with, you know, just being by myself as opposed to like being in a bigger house with, you know, no one around. So I'll just show you in here. So here we go. You walk in, you have a bedroom on the first floor. In here, so there's 2 queen beds, which, I mean, that's good, right? So when I have anybody over, they can stay in the beds down here, because this bed's downstairs for guests, which it would be nice. Hopefully I will have guests. I won't just be alone all the time, right? Like, I don't want to be alone all the time. And of course out here you have all this. You got trees, palm trees out here. All right. Of course, in here you got the storage. And let's see. Got the bathroom down here. And closet. And of course, laundry area. Gotta have that. Then I'll go up here. Oh yeah, outside you got a little area to sit. Then we go up here. Got the steps. If this thing will ever clear it and stuff blurry. I don't know what's up with that. And up into the common area. So you got the kitchen, which these cabinets remind me of my old house before we moved to the bigger house. If you look at the cabinets, like, and the granite top, it's all the same. So it makes me feel like I don't know, it kind of brings back some of those memories, because if you guys have watched some of the older videos and had the color cabinets like this, it definitely brings back those memories. So, you know, I'm all about memories, guys. I'm all about holding on to the memories. So that's something that's great. And then of course the living room area, which I think is sufficient enough for me, really. Definitely sufficient enough for me. Got some books to read, and you know, I read books. You know, I could read all kinds of books about different states and medical books, and I'll go online and read stuff. And so it's nice to be able to do that in a quiet area. Then you got the area to eat here. You know, in the common area. Then you have the master bedroom with the king bed. Yeah, it's a mess. You know, I'm just busy. I don't have much time right now, so I'm just trying to get things done. You know, I barely watch TV, but it's, you know, it is what it is. You never know. There's something going on with the news I need to know, right? And here's the bathroom. Oh! You know, I think it's sufficient enough for me, right? Don't need a really big house, right? So I mean, it's doable. I feel like having too much of a big house would make me feel more lonelier, and I'll get that empty nest syndrome, and that just makes me feel more sad, I guess. You know, don't want to be more sad. And closet area. Got plenty of closet space in here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I bought me a Ninja. Had to get a Ninja. But that's it. That's basically it, guys. Oh yeah, outside, there's the area out here. So you know, you got the little place to sit there. Yeah. But that's really it. So this is my humble house tour, okay? Nothing extravagant, nothing big, nothing fancy. You know, just something that's practical for me. And I feel like this is how it's gonna have to be. You know, I can't be staying in that big house all the time. I can't be living there. I gotta sell it. I cannot even afford to keep it. And this is way more practical for my needs, especially considering my future living situation.